What's up guys, I'm Newbie Dave and welcome back to the Weekend Update. Let's get started. So how's it going guys? It's been a while. Sorry for taking a week off. I had to travel last weekend and I just did not have time to do any recordings. So I apologize for missing an episode or two, but I am ready to get back into it. I have been missing Minecraft. I've been missing working on the series. So let's get into it. So if I come over here, I've got my boat sitting here next to my bridge, and I wouldn't say I use this a lot, like especially now that I've got my elytra, but it is my primary way to get into and out of my villager farm over there. And I built this nice little canal bridge tunnel thing over here so I can get in and out that way because I like to use my boat to get around. And just out of convenience, like this is where I tend to park my boat because it's right here next to my house, it's next to my bridge. Usually if I'm going to get in my boat, this is where I go. But the problem with leaving it out like this is so many times I've come over here to use my boat and there's a creeper chilling in my boat, or a spider, or a cow, or a skeleton, and you would think skeletons and zombies, they burn in the sunlight, so they should just die, right? Well, sometimes they spawn with armor, and the armor protects them from sunlight, and I'm just tired of having mobs either spawn in or get stuck in my boat, and I have to deal with them before I can use it. And so I don't really want to just have my boat sitting out here in the water where that could happen. So what I want to do today is just build a sort of auto boat dispenser area over here where I can break down my boat and store it, but make it very easy to get to, because I don't want to use a chest. I don't want to have to get into a chest and then drop the boat and break down the boat and put it in the chest and do that every time. So I want it to be a little bit nice, a little bit fancy. Now the components to build this are pretty simple. We just need a dispenser, a dropper, and a couple of hoppers, and that's really it. We'll also need like a pressure plate or a button or something to activate it, but I've got enough supplies that I can make one of those. So I'm actually going to start with sort of the collection area for this thing. And I think I want to do that over here. This seems like a good spot for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down just one piece of grass right here. And then I'm actually going to dig out this grass and I guess this clay here as well. Because what we're going to need is some actual flowing water like this. And I'm going to go ahead and put some blocks there to get rid of the water and then break those so we've got a little bit more flowing water. And the reason for this is because if we come up in our boat and we come over to this spot, we can hop out, we can break the boat, and this flowing water will automatically push it back to the back here. If we didn't do that, then the boat could like plop out over here, and we want it to always come over to this side. So I'm going to dig down a little bit farther on this side and also start coming over this way a little bit. And then right here, this is where I'm going to put my dropper. And I'm going to put the dropper facing upwards like that. And then right on top of the dropper, I will put the dispenser facing outward like this. Oh look, it's raining because of course, I can't make it through a single episode without Minecraft raining on me. Whatever. Alright. Below all of these things, we will put our hoppers. And these hoppers are how the boat's going to get back into the dropper once it breaks down. And because we have the flowing water, we really only need those hoppers. We don't need to build like a whole hopper platform over here. Because if we put the boat down there, the running water will push it back over here to the hoppers. These hoppers will carry it over into the dropper right below there. And because the dropper is facing upwards, as soon as it receives a redstone signal, it will drop the boat up into the dispenser where it can then be dispensed back out into the water. So now that we've got that, we can put that piece of grass back. And that's kind of it. I mean, obviously we still need a button or something to activate this thing. And I think I'm going to go with a pressure plate because this is kind of out of the way. I don't walk over this area for any reason other than to get to my boat. There's no risk of accidentally triggering it. So I'm going to do a stone pressure plate. I'll put this right on top of the dispenser. And so now whenever I step on this, this will send a redstone signal into the dispenser, and that will actually transfer down into the dropper. And so that actually pulled the boat up into the dispenser. And so you can see it's in the dispenser now. And if we do it a second time, now it's going to dispense the boat. We can use the boat, we can go off and do stuff. And that is actually a thunderstorm, and so I'm going to go sleep really fast. I do not want to be out in a thunderstorm, especially with my villagers over there. I don't think the thunderstorm can strike them through the ceiling, but I'm not going to take any chances. Okay, yeah, thunderstorms can be bad news. Lightning can strike, it can catch your buildings on fire. If it hits a villager, it can turn them into, I think, a zombie villager or a witch, I think. If the lightning strikes a creeper, it can turn it into a charged creeper, which could be cool unless you're not wanting to deal with charged creepers, and it could be bad. So if it ever starts storming that bad, you can actually sleep and pass the time away and get through the thunderstorm. You don't just need to weather it out like a normal rainstorm. Okay, so back over here. When we get out of our boat and break it down, it will just get, actually I picked it up, it will get sucked up into the hoppers and go into the dropper. And so I would actually recommend having at least 2 boats. I'm going to go build, I'll build a couple boats because it doesn't hurt to have more boats. And if you want, you can actually build a couple different kinds of boats. I think I'll do that. I'll do like a dark wood boat, or so I'll do a dark oak boat. For fun, I'll do an acacia boat. I'll do a jungle boat. I want to have a couple varieties, so it turns into kind of, I don't know, a slot machine or something where you don't know what kind of boat you're going to get each time you use this thing. Alright, so I'm just going to drop these extra boats that I built into the water here. They'll get sucked up and go into the dropper. And the reason that I did this is you always want to have one sort of in the chamber, so to speak. And so we'll trip that to get one pulled up into the dispenser. And now, every single time I step on this pressure plate, it will dispense the boat that's already in there, but it will also send that redstone signal through into the dropper, which will drop another boat into this dispenser. So if we try this out, we get a boat, drop this thing back off, and hit it again, and we get another boat. So now we don't have to hit it twice anymore. We will always get a boat when this thing dispenses. And I'm actually, I'm going to move this over one more, because what I noticed while trying this is because of the little grass block there, the boat actually generates on top of the grass, and I have to kind of row it off the grass to get back into the water. And I don't really like that. And also with having it so close, I do run the risk of accidentally stepping on it as I get out. So I'm going to go ahead and move these things over a little bit, which is fine. It's going to take one more hopper. All right, so move it over, put a hopper there, put some grass on top of that, like that. Put a pressure plate on top of that. When I broke those things down, it dropped all my boats, and so I'll dump all these back into the water again. And activate it once to get something pulled up into the dispenser, and now it's ready to go. So now anytime we want a boat, we'll just come over here, step down onto the pressure plate, hop in our boat, go do our business. When we're done, we'll come back into our little drop-off area, break the boat, and we'll just go on our way. Next time we need a boat, hit the switch again, and we're off on our way. So it's a nice little convenient auto boat dispenser thing. We don't have to worry about mobs getting stuck in our boat or anything like that. While I was planning this, I did want to make an auto collection system as well. And I looked into a couple of ways to do that, and like the most common way of doing that was to use cactus to destroy the boat, so the water would push the boat into cactus, and the cactus would actually damage the boat and break it. Unfortunately, with update 1.16.100, I believe, that no longer works. And so I couldn't really find a good, easy way to build like an auto collection system. You do have to still break the boat by hand. But other than that, this thing is automatic and convenient, and I just think it looks kind of nice. And that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This was a pretty simple, straightforward build, which is kind of meant to be the point of these weekend updates. Just something easy, something simple, something to pass the time. And really, you can build this sort of auto boat dispenser on a bigger scale. If you wanted to do like a full boat dock with piers and everything, you could put a little dispenser at the end to drop your boat. It's pretty easy, it's pretty compact. It's a nice little feature to add to your base. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button because it helps me out. And while you're down there, feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already. That way you'll get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thanks, y'all, and have a great day.